Hi, everybody. I am Cristina from Triathlon Mommy, DashStrøm Coaching, and DashStrøm Run Clubs. And I help moms just like you start a children's fitness business in your community for 3 outcomes. 1, so that you can earn income. It is a business. 2nd, so that you can focus on your health. And that includes your physical body, and that includes your mind and your soul. And thirdly, and most importantly, to really impact the kids in your community with our empowerment and character building curriculum. And today I'm super grateful because I'm here with one of our clients, Alison from Chicago. And Alison and I just had our exit interview yesterday. So you just recently graduated from our program. And your experience has been like, I've seen, like you started here and you're like, all the way over there. And so I'm excited to talk to you so that you could share what this journey has been like for you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll give people a background of how, when I met you, I felt you scared and shy and kind of inward and insecure, right? And it was so much so that like you called me the next day and you're like, I don't know about this. Like, what do I do? What do I do? So why don't you tell me a little bit about what it was like when you first started? You know, I think people will relate to that.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have been over the past year, the needs of my family have changed a lot. And, coronavirus really changed things with career-wise, with what I was building. So I had been, looking and trying, and just nothing really seemed like a good fit. So, when I did your masterclass and, found out like, oh, this is about children, like this is working with children and fitness, like those are my passions. And then you told me in the call, like that, we're really focused on empowerment and growth mindset. I'm like, this is so perfect. But then, of course, that fear sneaks in of like, oh, like this is a huge responsibility. This is a lot of work, and it requires resilience. And I don't know that I necessarily had that right then. That's why I was calling you back to say, I don't know if I can do this, because that's what really made the fear creep in. And also, I had been trying all these different endeavors really on my own. And so, yeah, that's how you changed my mind. It was like, we're Team Alison, like the group is so supportive, and, we're always cheering each other on. So, yeah.
Right. It's funny because I tell people that I actually have a mom that she's about to join our program. I'm like, just come in, because once you're on this side, it's so much easier, like it's not so scary. You're not on your own. Like, how did you feel as part of our community, as part of our tribe? Like, what did you feel when you came in on this side of things?
Yeah, I just immediately felt like, okay, there's accountability, yes, and which is very important, especially after I'd been trying so many things on my own that weren't working out. So I was just really thankful to have that accountability, to have people checking in with me to make sure, not just that I had done the work, but to make sure that the mindset of what I was doing was healthy. The mindset behind everything was really healthy. And then, of course, right away, everyone is so supportive, like sharing resources and sharing ideas and saying, this is what my run club is doing. And I feel like it's a group where everyone gives more than they take from the group. So it's just been really encouraging and helpful.
Yeah. I think what I like about it is that, women, and I hate this stereotype, and I don't actually believe in it, but I think a lot of people believe that women are like catty, or they are, like, it's like you give, but and I don't feel like there's anything like that for us, because we're not competing with each other. Right? We're all doing the same thing, but within our communities. And so there is like a rising tide lift all boats. So if somebody discovers, it's like, oh, there's this really cool tool, and they just share it, then everybody can use that really cool tool, and it just elevates us to another level.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you were really successful. We were together for 8 weeks, and you already had kids registered. Kids already did your summer camp. Kids already are re-enrolling in your fall program. Did you think that was going to happen within the 8 weeks? I know I told you that it was possible, but how does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty, surrounding it, especially, just like being able to secure a community partner for the fall was really challenging, but possible. Took a lot of patience and creativity, but totally possible. And I can't remember exactly like when it sort of clicked and like I got that sort of like just this vision of like, oh, I can do this and also like hire assistants and this program can really grow. And I think having that vision was sort of like the turning point where I was like, oh yeah, like I can do this. It doesn't have to depend completely on me.
Right. And that's like we as moms, we think like it's really hard for us to let go, and our business becomes a baby, right? It becomes like something else that we do. But part of the mindset of an entrepreneur is exactly that. You have to hire your weaknesses, ask for help when you need help. Who you are as a mom is different than who you are as an entrepreneur. And that's why I call it a mompreneur, because we still have to, like we have to be entrepreneurs, but we're still moms. A lot of my clients are single moms. Like there is nobody else, right?
Yeah.
So how do you create a business while still being that mom that you need to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel like you've changed in this process?
I think, doing affirmations has been really transformative for me because I mean, I may have held those things like, deep down in my subconscious or something, but really like getting those out onto paper and saying them has just really helped me be secure in who I am and how I want to like live my life and the vision and the mission that I have. So that's been really transformative to have the group, to have all of the mindset changes has been really powerful. And then also, just to have a curriculum that's so fun, so fun to carry out and to see the kids just really excited and asking to repeat. I was so surprised. I had kids asking to repeat Moody Run. And I was like, I thought this was not going to be that fun for them at all, but they loved it. They really, sort of took some ownership over the game. So it's been a really exciting experience, and to sort of see all my passions, in one endeavor, being able to put those all together and use them has been, I feel like everyone should live that way. If the world functioned that way, it would be a beautiful place. If we all were able to make our passions our business and make it profitable, I think it's a great way to live.
Right. But the thing is that we can, right? When we don't live, our mindset part of the program is called Wake Up with Joy. Like when you don't wake up like that, you're kind of missing out, because it's not like this is the exception to the rule. Is like this can be the rule. This can be your normal. You just have to learn how, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing you just reminded me. That's, for years I've struggled with like getting up early and getting out of bed. And I can honestly see now that for so long it was just a lack of like motivation and not feeling a lot of purpose. But now I'm like, wake up to my alarm and I'm like, I have things to do. I have a lot of things to do. And I'm joyful because I'm things that I'm passionate about, things that I'm excited.
Hold on. Mom, be quiet. Dogs. The waking up on purpose is a life changer. And once you do, you feel like you said, you have more energy than you know what to do with. You have time for everything. Like moms are notorious for saying, like, how are you? I'm busy. Like, I don't have time for anything. It's like, well, you actually do. Like you learn how to find the spots because you want to get to do the things that you want, that you love to do. And so You just figure out a way how.
Yeah, we're
So,
motivated to do it. So yeah,
absolutely.
it happens.
So, so let's talk a little bit about the curriculum, because what you had said, like I was surprised. And it's funny because people, like moms like, oh, I did my class and the kids loved it. And I'm always like, no kidding. I would have never guessed it. Like nobody has ever liked this before. We've only worked with thousands of kids. Like nobody enjoyed it. So what do you think has been like the most or if you can tell me, because you have coached kids, even though it's only been 8 weeks since you started a business.
Yeah.
Tell me something that was meaningful or something that you felt the kids were really getting.
Okay. Yeah. I think that the power words, I only did, the first few lessons from the curriculum. The power words were, a big focus of like the summer camp, because it was a couple of the days that we were on that lesson. So there were, two really impactful things that I saw happen. One of them was I had my kids and their friends that came to camp. We were out in the forest kind of exploring after the camp was over. And I heard my son telling his friend, she was like, I'm tired. And he was like, use a power word. Come on, keep going. He was like, what's your power word? Come on, you got this, like encouraging her. So that was really neat to see that, sort of the ripple effect of it. And then I also had another little girl that came to class. She was one of two girls that told me the first day that she did not want to run. She made it very clear that she did not like to run. She did not want to run. By the end of class, she was literally asking me, Alison, can we run some more? And then she came on one of the last days. She came with her own power cards. We used those. Yeah, we had used those for one of the games. We had the kids ran with a card with their power word on it. And so she really identified with that, and she made her own. So it was fun to see her, making that her own. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's so important. So important, especially, now that we are in pandemics or like, this is being recorded in a time of COVID, like it's like kids have it rough and it sucks. And you can't, like, if you put lipstick on a pig, it's still going to be a pig. You can tell the kids like, but it's not so bad. And there's this and there's that. It's like, but it still kind of sucks. Like it's still not what they wanted. I had a friend whose daughter was like super upset because, kindergarten. She couldn't go to kindergarten. So it's really important to give the kids these tools that make them resilient to whatever's going on. Like today it's this, tomorrow it can be that maybe, they didn't get picked for the soccer team. And maybe later it can be like nobody asked them for the prom, or they didn't get accepted into college, or like life is full of disappointments. Like it's gonna happen. But if you have that perspective of, okay, so what do I need to learn? Or that like this can happen, but it's not who I am. Like this can happen, but I can choose how I face it. Like even for a pipsqueak, they get it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Resilience is required in life.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think also, like being able to feel that lesson in your body, because it's not like we talk about something and then the kids go out and do it. It's like you're learning the lesson physically, as you're running. And that I think makes it that much more impactful. Do you agree?
I do. I've been studying this a little bit more lately because I could definitely see it, and I was just interested in like the science behind it. But when we move, our hippocampus is activated, and it's like absorbing, it's asking for new information. So there's just so much power in learning with movement. It's very, very powerful. I saw it put out.
Cool. And so the Alison, the Alison that is today, what do you celebrate the most about your journey?
I think I celebrate that I see a way forward. That's what I didn't see before. And now I do. I see a profitable way to use my passions. And so it feels like, the sky's the limit. I mean, it really does. It's a powerful thing to have such a clear vision.
That's so awesome. And so if you could speak to the Alison that called me that second day and was like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, what would you tell that Alison?
Oh, I would just say, like, hang in there. It's you're there are reasons to be afraid, but this is going to work. This is
Cool.
going to work. Yes.
And what would you tell a mom that's kind of watching you and saying, it's like, there's no way that I can be like her because, I mean, maybe, she lives in Chicago. She is a mom, like she was into fitness before, like coming up with all those blah, 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 of why this isn't going to work for her. What would you tell her?
Um, I would just say, this program is really, it's proven. I mean, we're a really diverse group of, women that are doing this. I don't think that we have commonalities here and there. But I would just say, like, if you show up and do the work, this works.
Right.
That's it. If you show up and you do the work, you follow through with Christina's plan, it's going to work. It will. Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that, because it does. Like, it's not a question of if.
Yeah.
It always works. The gap is, are you going to do the work that it takes? Are you going to show up in order to make it work? So awesome. Well, Alison, thank you so much for being here. Like, I feel like you really blossomed in our time together. It's like that butterfly that came up, and on the other side, maybe like, so what is your vision? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you think? What is your vision for your future of your Draw Courage Run Club in Chicago, Illinois?
I mean, my vision is to just keep expanding, because, and that is coming from a place of service, because I know how powerful it is to empower children and to provide them with the lifelong fitness habits. So that's my vision, is just to keep expanding, to train coaches and keep going to more and more locations. So
that is awesome. And I think that's the purpose-driven business, that's what motivates me. It's like that you're not doing it out of greed to conquer the world, but because you just have so much passion that you want as many kids as possible that you can reach. I think that's the same thing that fuels me. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. And if you, I almost forgot. All right, hold on one second. So if you are thinking, you're listening to Alison and you're thinking, okay, maybe this is a way that I can do. This is a way that I can marry my passion of fitness and my passion for kids and for, like being a healthier lifestyle and growth mindset. And if you are wondering if this is going to work for you, then book a call. Book a call with whatever link. Yeah, there we go. Book a call and let's talk. Because the truth is that I don't know. Most people that I talk to aren't great fits for the program, and that is okay. But I know that we know what we're doing, and we are the perfect fit for the right person. So we just need to figure out if what you need is what we can help you with. So go ahead and book a call, and we will catch you on the other side. All right. Alison, thank you so much for coming.